Me and Marvin Gardens, Chapter 18, Rain and Sunday Dinner. There was rain. I knew it was coming. Back when this was a field, I could smell it. Now it was more a feeling on my skin because the field smelled like houses and cars and people and Marvin. My nosebleed was over by the time I got into phase two. The snickerdoodles were still making my stomach turn. Not like Annie's dad cooked them wrong or anything, but too much of anything is never a good idea. As I got closer to phase three, I smelled a familiar smell. Marvin's scat was sticking in the damp air like the snickerdoodles were sticking in my guts. I know it's gross to think about looking at poop. People get all weirded out by it, and that's why the suburban boys called me the hippie and stuff. But scat is a reliable tool in the practice of wildlife conservation. Does that make me sound like an expert? It's what they had written on the inside of the pocket guide. Anyway, I went looking for Marvin's poop. It was only misty drizzling, and the bell hadn't rung yet. Mom always rang the bell a bunch of times for Sunday dinner. After sniffing around for a while, I found Marvin's poop right on the asphalt of one of the side roads off Orchard Way, over toward the curb and near a drain grate. It was a small pile, gooey, and a mix of bright colors. Someone might find it if the rain didn't wash it away first. From the look of the sky, the rain was going to come down hard, so I didn't worry. But I wished Marvin hadn't been out pooping in the middle of the street on a Sunday afternoon. He usually pooped in his bathroom area between the creek and the woods. When I got home a few minutes before 2, I went to the upstairs bathroom and washed my face and gargled mouthwash because I'd gotten so close to Marvin's scat that I didn't think I'd ever get the burn out of my nose. Even though we were all there, Mom went outside and rang the bell for dinner. Then we sat down at the table and got ready to eat. Mom said a prayer her family had been saying for more than 100 years. 100 years ago, at this very dining room table, my great grandfather sat down to eat his Sunday dinners. My great grandmother rang that bell. This was something no developer or bulldozer could take away from us. I served myself the biggest portion of mashed potatoes and gravy that I could get away with, and then passed my plate to get it filled with other things. I don't want too many potatoes, Obe, Mom said. I dished her just enough. I want a lot, Dad said. I dished him a lot. I heard you were playing with Annie, Bernadette said. She said it in that way. You know the way, I heard you were playing with a girl. You like a girl. I stopped and stared at her. Annie's my friend, I said. So what? I was just kidding with you, she answered. Good, I said, as I slopped her potatoes over the side of her plate. I knew Bernadette didn't like an untidy plate, so I did it on purpose. Oops, sorry about that. I was hoping for a real game of Monopoly today, Dad said. Long version, all 4 of us. Please, Dad, Bernadette said. No. It'll be fun, Mom said. You haven't had to play with him for the last few months, Mom. He's a horrible winner, Bernadette said. And I drink your pathetic tears, Dad said. This made everyone laugh. I said, and he steals from the bank all the time. The laughing stopped. I do not, he said. I was kidding, I said. I thought we were joking around. I think he steals too, Bernadette said, still laughing. Stop saying I steal. He used to cheat at games when he was a kid, Mom says. That's what his brother told me before we got married. Dad's face got red and he said, Stop it. Oh, Jay, we're just kidding around, Mom said. If it's not funny, then it's not kidding. Here's something that isn't funny, Bernadette said. She waited a few seconds till everyone looked at her. Plastics. I remembered Dad's rant about plastics and nearly choked on my mouth full of food. Once I swallowed, I laughed so hard I almost peed my pants. Bernadette had laughing tears running down her cheeks. Mom said, I miss all the in-jokes with this night shift. And Monopoly, Dad said. That's why the kids are so happy to play today. Right, kids? It started to rain then. The kind of rain you can hear when it's not even hitting the windows. We all looked outside and Dad said, I hope the basement doesn't flood. Mom said, Shoot, I was hoping to get out and weed the flower beds today. Bernadette wiped the side of her plate for the 3rd time to clean off the potatoes I'd slopped there. We played Monopoly. It was the best game of Monopoly Bernadette and I had ever played because Mom insisted on being the banker. The game took 2.5 hours before we all got bored, and Bernadette was winning by a big margin. She said, I hate to do this while I'm winning, but I really have some homework to do, and I know Obie must be bored. Dad looked relieved. He only had the railroads and the two smallest monopolies, and even though he'd finally traded me for Boardwalk, he couldn't afford to build hotels on it yet. As always, I collected as many properties as I could, but I didn't build any houses or hotels on them. I never won Monopoly. The rain had stopped. The basement didn't flood, but the carpet did get wet in a few spots. We'd never had a leaky basement before the developers showed up. Mom said they messed up all the soil drainage when they dug up the old field. Dad went downstairs with his wetback, and Mom followed him. And I figured that was as good a time as any to go outside and hang out with Marvin Gardens. So I put on my rain boots and went to the creek. What I saw when I got close enough made me stop breathing.